Hello, seventh grade science. Today is September 2nd, and this is your instructional video for today. So we're going to do something a little bit different that pertains to the graphing stuff that we have been doing the first couple days of this week. What we're going to do is I have an assessment for you, and it's just a formative assessment, but I want to get a feel for how well you know how to read graphs, how much you know about how to fill them out properly, and that sort of thing. So I'm going to share my screen with you and we will walk through exactly how to do this. When you go to your class, your Google Classroom, the first thing that you need to do, as always, every single day, you need to go in and do your daily attendance and your daily check-in. I've not been doing very good this week with the daily check-ins and getting back to folks that are having a hard time or struggling. I will do better about that. I will check those later today. And I will and get with you this week so that we can hopefully check in tomorrow before the long weekend. So what I want you to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom. Yesterday, your assignment was to make a graph that pertained to Talk It Up, which, if you remember that acronym, we talked about having a title, the axis, and I'm going to forget all the things, but Talk It Up, the acronym, and you have a slide deck in the instructional video from yesterday. If you don't remember that, then you can go back and you can pause on that or take a screenshot of that slide so that you'll have that and it'll be available for you. Right now, your assignment for today is to go in to the Notability app on your iPad. And from the folks in the class today, almost all of you, at least I think all of you, have used Notability before. So if you haven't, it looks like that. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you're going to go to your Securely Locker, and it'll be an app that is available for you to download. You should know that this is kind of a big deal that you have this. It is back when I was in school, even 5 years ago, there really wasn't a way to edit PDFs. Once you got a PDF, the only way that you could do anything with it is print it off and write on it and then scan it and send it back to somebody. Well, now we have this wonderful Notability app that you can do that same thing. So what I am going to ask of all of you is that you complete this assignment. There are 5 pages, excuse me, and they are pertaining to graphs. So what I'm asking for you to do on this first part is that you'll make a pie graph for each one of these sets of data. So you're going to draw, and I did just kind of an example here. This is not a great example because it doesn't actually show the differences in the percentages, but frankly, I was just playing with Notability to make sure that I knew that it would work earlier today. So that is an example, but this is how you can kind of do it. You need to make your percentages more accurate than I did because I just kind of made them all even, but that's how you can make a pie chart in this little example here of what we've got going. And then you can write, and you can tell how bad my handwriting is, but you can write in the color pertaining to each favorite game. So you can write, blue, red, whatever it is. Couple things on Notability. I'm sure that you have all figured this out if you've been using Notability a little bit. Make sure that you pay attention to the fact that if you try to scan, as in, slide down the page with one finger, it's going to draw. You've got to do it with 2 fingers. So make sure that you're swiping with 2 fingers. And I would suggest, especially on this first part here, like this over here, that you zoom in. That is the best way to be able to write small, is to use both of your fingers, zoom in, and then write, and then zoom back out, and then you can slide with 2 fingers. So just a couple of things that I noticed when I was starting to fill this out. You'll notice that as I, swiping with 2 fingers, as you go down here, then you can create like a text box, which is this capital T at the top of the screen. I know this is hard to see, and I apologize for that. But if you create a text box, that is the best way to fill in these answers. So I want you to spend some time today. This is going to take some time, especially in Notability, because you've got to kind of play with it a little bit. So this is going to take a little bit of time. I want you to work through this and show me how much you know about graphing. With these bar graphs, you can, in Notability, you can create bars that need to, and actually this wouldn't be a bar graph, excuse me. This is volume and time. So I'm going to refer you to yesterday's slide deck, and you can figure out which type of graph that you should be using. But for these are bar graphs. These will be bar graphs. And it says, and actually it says make a line graph. So I was trying to be all sneaky there, but you need to make a line graph down here. But for this one, you'll make a bar graph. You can fill these in and color them in, and then you can write the colors next to these. But I want you to make sure that you get everything labeled and titled and all the things that go into Talk It Up. So with that, I'm going to stop our instruction video. Please, please, please email me if you have any questions or issues at all. I hope that you are all having a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.